Scaling starts before you scale. Before you scale your franchise network, scale your system. We teach brands that real support isn't about reacting and fixing problems. It's about driving performance. Stick around for this episode of Franchise Pitfalls and Profits.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profits Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
Hey, welcome back. It's Don, host of Franchise Pitfalls and Profits podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest hurdles, but it's really one of the biggest opportunities for emerging brands, honestly, almost any brand, and it is scaling your operations and support systems. So if you are growing beyond a handful of units, if you may already know this, but you haven't quite figured out or decided to focus on it or to focus on the fix, but you may already know this. What got you here won't get you there. So whether you're at 5, you're at 15, you're at 50, you're at 350, candidly, this episode's going to walk you through 5 critical shifts that you've got to make to your support system for your franchisees. You need to make them right away. You need to grow without breaking your system, breaking and dramatically stressing out your ops teams. And honestly, for your own sanity, if you own the franchise or if you're the executive running a franchise brand. So let's start where most brands skip ahead. Everyone wants growth. Few prepare for it. So you need to scale before you scale. If your internal systems are shaky at, say, 5 or 10 units, then adding more units is only going to expose cracks. As I've often said, it's going to scale your chaos. It's going to dramatically oversize your problems. We work with brands from the standpoint of franchise building expert. We work with brands who have very strong offerings. Their founders are passionate. They've got really committed franchisees, but what they don't have are really repeatable systems. Now, again, in their core unit system, yeah, they're fine. But what they don't have is repeatable systems or a way to scale their overall franchise. So that means that your onboarding turns out to be inconsistent. Your field support is kind of responsive. It's kind of ad hoc. And what's going to happen is, and you're probably seeing this, and it's frustrating to know why, but you're probably seeing that your unit economics, your unit performance, your individual franchise partners' performance is all over the place. And so you ask yourselves, are our standard operating procedures, are our SOPs documented enough? Are they structured in a way that anybody on the team could deliver consistently? Is your onboarding, your new franchise partner onboarding, is it structured beyond compliance? And that's what a lot of you are doing. Do you have workflows that anyone could step into without reinventing the wheel? So again, before you scale your franchise network, scale your systems. And if you need help with that type of foundation, that's exactly what one of the programs we developed last year, and we're now releasing broadly across the marketplace, called Franchise Foundations of Success. That's what it was built for. It sets your franchisees up and for success, and it gives your teams structured systems to deliver real support and not just be reactive. So let's look at what this is all about. What is really driving performance? Let's just not look at fixing some problems. A lot of franchisors think that support means just being around to fix something that's broken, or when something breaks at the unit level, one of your franchise partners aren't quite sure what to do. Okay, that's when our support kicks into gear. That's when it turns on, almost like the cars that were designed to stop idling. I sit at traffic lights, and all of a sudden I hear like an engine come on, and it's these cars that were designed not to idle. Well, that's how I think some of your support structures are set up. We work with brands, we teach brands that real support isn't about simply reacting and fixing problems. It's about driving performance. Support should be proactive. Let me repeat that. Support should be proactive. It should be focused on the franchisee's outcomes. It should not just be focused on being firefighters. We would teach you, and our system teaches you, to train your franchisees to think like business owners from day one. Now, if they're not there and you're a more tenured brand, and 20 to 30% of your folks that are good people, you're not going to lose them, but they're underperforming. Our program can work on that as well, but that's for another conversation. So what we're really talking about here is that we want your franchisees to understand the sales psychology. I often refer to it as local market, local community type selling. That's what we teach, is something unique in sales training. We teach, and your franchise partner's gap is often in financial literacy. Some of them may understand in general what a P&L is, but they don't really know what to do with that in order to grow their business. A lot of them do not set goals. It's kind of like there was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial years and years ago that had this 4'5" guy, overweight, and he, 2 a.m. it showed on the clock, and he was going into the business. I'm building the donuts. I'm making the donuts. I'm baking the donuts. Many of your franchise partners are simply going in and running their businesses. They're not thinking about how to grow it. They're not setting any goals. They're not doing any planning for growth or scaling. So that's a big problem. And we also talk to our franchise partners, or the people in these programs, about leadership. And we let them understand that their leadership gap, it's impactful whether they have 3 people as employees or 30. These are real business building tools that we are working with, that we are training these franchise partners to help them be much, much better at what they're doing. If they're much better at what they're doing, if they create goals and have plans and learn how to plan and then execute, you as the franchisor, if that's who's listening, you are going to see tremendous revenue growth through inequalities. So when we reframe support as performance coaching, when your franchisees get stronger and your teams, your support teams are less stressed, the end result is your validation is going to skyrocket. And again, that's going to increase your franchise development success. If your ops teams are simply tired because they turn out to be the catch-all for everything, not just focused on structural operational challenges that they need to work on and were designed and trained to do, then it's time to give your franchisees real business education. Honestly, not just compliance checklists. Okay, so the next trap I think is that you often just throw bodies at the problem. Your scaling is simply, we better add some extra person to the team. So your instincts are to hire, but hiring without clarity of what you really need, this type of hiring just creates added overhead, just creates added fixed costs for you. So odds are very strong you don't need more people. You need more clarity. So we advise our clients, and our franchise Foundations for Success program is designed to bring in field coaches, or it's not designed to bring in field coaches, excuse me. It's designed to be a structure of their roles. It's designed to improve your onboarding processes. And this is going to allow everybody to scale more intentionally and intelligently. Sometimes the solutions may look like it should be another full-time salaried person, but it isn't. The solution might be bringing in some outside systems to handle your training side, or to supplement your fundamental new franchise partner operating systems training, while your internal teams can focus on the very brand specific needs of your franchisees. This hybrid model, so to speak, allows you to scale more profitably. And honestly, you're giving your franchisees really what they need, but you don't burn into everybody's margins doing it. We support brands often with group coaching for operations leaders to help them grow into their roles before you start throwing people at or into the mix. All right, another thing we need to do is increase your communications that help you scale. Communication is one of the silent killers of franchise growth. At 5 units, it's texts and calls. At 15 units, it starts to become a bit of chaos. At 30 or more units, you got things that are broken if you're not addressing what we're talking about. You need systems that support regular, intentional communications. And you need franchise partners that are bought into the culture of contributing to something beyond themselves. You need to go from onboarding to field visits to peer engagement. One of the things we teach is how to implement structured coaching rhythms, internal dashboards that really flag problems before they turn into support tickets. Everything we train on and we've built into our systems that complement your onboarding, your new franchise partner training, all of it is designed to reduce the number of problems that you have and increase. Let's say if you do have problems, they're the kinds of problems that your support structure and your people are literally trained to be able to handle quickly and effectively. Strong brands create two-way communication channels. You use tech, you use touch. You need to keep the human side strong. We're all human beings, and we like that human connection and touch. But you need to also make your systems scalable so that they're responsive communication-wise. Support should be a growth engine. And here's where I think it's the piece that many brands miss. And that is that support just isn't operational. Your support should really be strategic. I think support impacts, I know your support impacts your franchisee performance. It impacts their self-confidence or lack thereof. It improves and impacts your validation. The majority of your franchisees being successful will validate better. And ultimately, all of these things, it's the franchisee side of the business, but all of these things ultimately loop back around to success in franchise development, to success in franchise sales, to success in your recruiting. So we see it over and over. I've been talking to brands for 2 years now. They invest in smart, structured support to see more deals close, but not because their pitches have changed or not because their system became credible. brands are investing, the smart brands are investing in smarter structured support, which closes more deals. You need a system in place that can deliver that level of credibility while it protects your internal team from burnout and stress, and it really empowers your franchisees to do more. So anyway, if you're serious about scaling your franchise brand the right way, take a look at how you're supporting your franchisees. Is it very reactive? Are you trying to, is it doing the right things, which is supposed to be on operational help and challenges, and not on really business leadership, confidence, ownership mindset kinds of things. So if you're realizing that you're trying to do it all in-house as well without scalable systems or structured business education, you're going to continue to be fighting an uphill battle, if you will. Again, our company, Franchise Building Expert, has created the Franchise Foundations of Success program. It's designed to take the wrong load. I mean, the right thing to take off of them, but it's the wrong load that you've placed on them, to take it off of your ops teams. It's to equip your franchisees to lead more confidently, to plan for and execute plans that will help them individually scale. It's just going to get your franchise partners thinking more like business owners. And if you do it early enough in the process of them becoming your franchise owners, and if you can get them to be thinking like business owners from day one, you're going to give your brand the performance engine that it needs to grow responsibly, to grow the right way. So if you want to learn more, reach out to us. Again, it's the Franchise Foundations for Success program that you want to know more about. Ask for it specifically, and contact us for more information.